Good morning, friends. Today, as we stride together into the shifting realities that shape our shared world, let's pause to reflect on the echoes of humanity, the complexities of diplomacy, the marvels and dangers of technology, and the unifying magic of sport, threads that together weave the tapestry of our time. In Gaza, after long months of desperate shortages that have left thousands teetering on the brink, the arrival of the first medical supplies offers a slender but vital ray of hope amid profound hardship. Yet let's not deceive ourselves. This delivery, as significant as it is, marks only a small breach in the dam of suffering. Aid organizations speak with a voice edged in urgency, not simply thanking the skies for what has arrived, but demanding that humanitarian assistance flows consistently, safely, and with the dignity every human being deserves. Far too long has aid been throttled by blockades and bureaucracy, transforming acts of mercy into perilous gambits. The tragedy in Gaza is a human one, people risking their lives to reach food and medicine, with reports of injuries and deaths near aid distribution points serving as harrowing reminders. These aren't numbers on a spreadsheet. They are lives caught in the punishing gears of conflict, underscoring the truth that delivering help without inflicting harm must remain our collective compass. Meanwhile, across the seas in Spain, world leaders gather beneath the weighty shadow of a staggering $4 trillion gap between our current commitments and the ambitious global development goals we profess to uphold. The absence of the United States looms large, a quiet yet resounding note of discord in a symphony that desperately needs harmony. This summit is more than ceremonial posturing. It is a crucible where nations must confront hard truths about poverty, inequality, crumbling infrastructure, and our collective climate future. Without decisive shared action, the promises of a brighter tomorrow risk dissolving into hollow echoes. The urgency coursing through the conference halls in Spain is not just economic, it's a moral reckoning, a reminder that in an interconnected world, indifference to the suffering of others corrodes the foundation of our shared humanity. Shifting our gaze to Asia, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit has drawn India and China back to the table, their dialogue overshadowed by the ghosts of past border clashes. India's firm appeal for a lasting resolution speaks volumes of its yearning for peace and stability in a region too often rattled by saber rattling. Yet, as so often happens on the world stage, complexity reigns supreme. India's refusal to sign the summit's terrorism declaration highlights its insistence that counterterrorism remain uncompromised and unpoliticized. Here we glimpse the fragile dance of diplomacy, a choreography where steps toward cooperation are as likely to misstep into contention, and where every word weighs heavily against the promise of peace or the risk of renewed strife. In Japan, the past has roared back into the present, as former US President Donald Trump's comparison of an airstrike on Iran to the horror of Hiroshima has ignited a storm of indignation. Japan's swift and strong rebuke reminds us of the unhealed wounds carried by survivors and descendants, and the enduring sensitivities tied to nuclear devastation. Words have power, sometimes explosive power, and this episode underscores how historical trauma, left unacknowledged, can fracture today's delicate diplomatic discourse. Respect for history is not a luxury, but a necessity, if we wish to avoid stoking divisions that can so easily ignite in a world already simmering with tension. On the technological frontier, the United Nations has delivered a sobering bulletin. Artificial intelligence, dazzling in promise, casts a long shadow of peril. The threats are no longer the musings of science fiction. They are here and they are real. AI-fueled terrorism, cyber attacks that could paralyze nations, deepfakes that distort reality, and algorithms that could guide autonomous weapons with chilling efficiency. The UN's clarion call for global cooperation to erect ethical and practical safeguards is a reminder that our future will be defined by how wisely, or how recklessly, we wield the power of our own creations. Innovation must be tempered with foresight. Progress must march in step with principle. And now, to the grand stage where passion, precision, and exuberance intertwine, sport. The International Cricket Council has unveiled updates to power play rules for shortened T20 matches. A small tweak in appearance, but one with profound implications for a game cherished by millions. Such changes ripple across every boundary and crease, reshaping strategies and thrilling fans. Meanwhile, the FIFA Club World Cup's round of 16 promises fireworks of its own, as juggernauts like Real Madrid and Al Hilal advance, reigniting that singular, transcendent joy that only sport can summon, a joy that shrugs off borders and languages to remind us of our shared capacity for wonder and celebration. So here we stand, my friends, at the intersection of the profound and the playful, the agonizing and the inspiring. From the desperate calls for compassion in Gaza to the corridors of power in Spain and Shanghai, from the searing lessons of history still echoing in Japan to the digital frontiers that both beckon and threaten, and finally to the arenas where athleticism turns into artistry, we are witnesses to a world alive with complexity, challenge, and hope. May we carry forward not just the facts, but the wisdom and empathy these stories demand of us. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. If today's reflection stirred your thoughts or opened your eyes, do like, comment, and subscribe. Your voice enriches this conversation. For those hungry to dive deeper, the description awaits with links and details. Tell me what moved you today, what gave you pause, and what you believe the world's next step must be. I'm listening. Until we meet again, take care and stay curious.